You did the math, downloaded the app, entered your height, your weight, your age, your activity level, which, let's be honest, got rounded up a little. The calculator looked you dead in the face and said, "Eat this number, lose a pound a week." Simple, scientific, almost suspiciously confident. So you did it. A week goes by, 2 weeks, the scale barely twitches, and somehow you end up blaming yourself. I must have no willpower. Here's the twist. It's probably not you. It's the tool. Your body isn't sitting there with a tiny accountant going, "Ah, yes, Susan consumed exactly 1,842 calories today." It doesn't know what a calorie is. It responds to hormones, stress, sleep, movement, 1,000 signals no calculator is asking you about. Let's open the hood. First, the tracking itself is shakier than you think. In one of the most cited studies on this, people who swore they were eating 1,200 calories a day were secretly eating almost double. Not lying on purpose, just creatively estimating the cooking oil, the bites standing at the counter, it's just a taste that happened 4 times. Across multiple studies, self-reported intake is off anywhere from 12 to over 50%. That's not a rounding error. That's the difference between a deficit and a surplus, happening invisibly every day. Second, even if your logging was perfect, your output isn't fixed either. There's a variable called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically, all the movement you didn't know counted. Fidgeting, pacing on a call, taking the stairs because eye contact in an elevator felt like too much work today. NEAT can swing by up to 2,000 calories a day between 2 people who weigh exactly the same. 2,000 calories. Basically an entire extra day's worth of food, just from how much you naturally move without noticing. So 2 people can eat identically, track identically, and get completely different results, and neither one did anything wrong. And then your body starts negotiating. Cut calories long enough, and it gets hungrier on purpose, moves you less without asking permission, and quietly becomes more efficient with what it's got. Not because it's broken, because from its perspective, money's tight. And it just got put on a budget it didn't approve. This hits differently for women specifically. When energy stays low for long enough, some women notice it show up in recovery, in training performance, even in their cycle. That's not weakness. That's your body filing a formal complaint with management. There's a monthly piece too, worth mentioning honestly. Some research says appetite and cravings shift in the second half of your cycle. Other, more precise studies find barely any difference once you measure it properly. Real for some, overstated for others. If week 3 always feels like a personal vendetta against your willpower, you might just be one of the people it actually affects. So what do you actually do? Stop chasing the smallest possible number and start eating as much as you can while still making progress. Protein, actual carbs. Stop treating bread like it personally insulted your family. And fat, your hormones need it to function. Weigh the foods you eyeball worst. Oils, nut butters, cheese. And trust weekly trends over daily numbers because one off day means nothing. Remember episode 2, muscle grows from mechanical tension. But tension needs fuel. Underfeed yourself long enough and you're creating the signal with nothing left to build with. You were never bad at this. You were handed an imprecise tool, told to trust it completely, and blamed when the math didn't math. Next week, the question every woman has wondered about. Why is belly fat different from other fat? And once you understand the science, you'll know exactly why crunches don't work. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Stay pink, stay decoded, and maybe weigh the peanut butter, just this once. Your future self will thank you.